It's a long partnership, and so make sure you're both on the same page, because I think that, going in and really having open, honest conversations right off the bat. We have those conversations at our discovery day, and make sure that we're on the same page with the brand and the vision with the company. And I think that's really, really important to have those conversations. Otherwise, I think you kind of end up going two separate ways. So having that very clear vision and moving together in one direction is key. Well, I was lucky enough to launch franchising during a pandemic. So I learned a lot. I would say that really, I think being able to be nimble and be able to pivot, which is something that I think as we launch franchising, being really mindful of pivoting is key, because of course, when you run a large system, it's not always that easy to implement changes. But really, we tried to implement changes that had some longevity and implement new protocols and systems into our system that will be able to extend the life of our business. And I think that was hugely important. And I do credit the pandemic for teaching us some really, really valuable lessons. I think that business ownership and entrepreneurship, it's tricky, because I think oftentimes business owners become a bit of control freaks, and I think that's super common. I think that ultimately you have to ask yourself, when you want to start franchising, am I okay with releasing the control of this business to someone else? And really having that honest conversation, because it's not always easy. And I think that if you can't fully say yes, then I think franchising might not fully be the way to go.
Great.
That's a great question too. I would say that oftentimes franchisees have that entrepreneurial spark. And if they are, I think, too gung-ho with certain ideas, or they really want to develop their own brand, and they really, really want to own their own system without following the roadmap that's presented, again, that is a conversation that needs to be had, because having franchisees go rogue with different ideas, overall it dilutes the brand and the presence. And so I think making sure that a franchisee is a team player, and making sure that they're comfortable playing with both other franchisees in the system, and then also ultimately working with the franchisor through any sort of issues or problems that might arise. I'll just pull one out, because I think there's a few. We're always looking back and learning lessons, and I think especially in 2020, we learned them so fast and furious. I think that the lesson would be to take things slow, and don't be afraid to implement changes, even if you don't know the answer. Because I think franchising after 2020 was just an odd time. And so I think there was a lot of unknowns. And so I think making decisions and just being unwavering and full force with them.